Hey folks, I've got it's a nursery stock tree right now, but I'm going to turn this into a bonsai. This is a Eugenia, uh, or a brush cherry, as I've heard it called. We're just going to do a little bit of trimming on here. It already had the top cut off a while back, but it's got some crazy growth, and I probably should select some branches before it gets too far. This is one of the cone trees from like a Home Depot or Lowe's or a Walmart. I think Walmart. Um, doesn't say it here, but it's grown by Costa Farms. Like you get a lot of the mass-produced trees and bonsai. So yeah, let's dive in. I'm gonna zoom you guys in after I scoot this over a teeny tiny bit. Um, Hopefully you'll get some sort of idea here. Just a bit, just a little bit. All right. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's kind of a mess right now. It's just a huge, dense canopy. Ooh, nice little spider there. Happy about that. But I don't know if you can see. There's an actual like real trunk in here. It has movement to it. I was really happy when I saw that. You don't often see that. All right. Sorry for the lack of warning there. That was not an audio issue. I just stepped away from the microphone and the camera. So I'm going to try to keep my voice up, and there's some outside noise, but I think it's going to be better having the camera on, the microphone on the camera than otherwise. I didn't do all this outside trimming, but I do have like the branches here. They're just growing out of control. Right now, I think what I need to do is I need to get in here. I need to look at what I'm going to keep and what I'm not. All these little branches down here, they've all got to come out. So I'm going to start there. Just trimming out these little branches down low. You may or may not be able to see everything I'm doing, which is fine. Oof. But you'll be able to see more after I'm done with this. Um, yeah, I know this isn't very exciting, but gotta be done, right? It's gotta be done. Ooh. And I'm using my really dull, really bent concave branch cutters for this. It's really the best thing I've got for this purpose. All right. Ooh. These branches are kind of cool, but they're so low on the tree, I'd never use them. That's not even what I thought it was. Now you can get a little bit better view in there. It's not easy, but you can get a better view. There's a lot going on. I already tell this one's got to come off because as it's not low enough, it's just in the wrong direction, anyways. This side, I got the same thing going on right about here. Take that off. You can see I've got a little bit of a split here. I didn't even realize this was there before. We'll see how that does or doesn't work out for me. I don't think I'll end up keeping it, but even so, all this right here is growing inwards, so let's swoop around the back so I can see what I'm doing here. Ooh, and take it off. And it kind of comes out both directions. Again, I've got some branches in here that are just growing in the wrong spot. Might have kept this little one to help heal the wound if I do end up cutting this off, which I think I will. But, you know, hindsight, right? And with that, I'm not sure I'm going to keep this. I don't like this branch. This big chunk of nothing here. Ooh, so it's coming off. Yep, not the right tool for the job. I should have used something not only sharper, but oh, didn't mean to do that, but interesting. See how it looks? Nah, that doesn't need to be there. Still too low. So we're going to take the whole shebang off. If these aren't the worst concave cutters on the planet, I don't know what is. But they get the job done eventually. I just have to do a little bit of force on it. I want you all to know that Nina's being really, really good behind me, so I'm happy for that. All right. I have not yet decided on the front. I'm already looking to see like what needs to be here, what doesn't. All these little branches here, they're just too small for this low on the tree. Even if I don't keep these branches, I don't want these little ones. I'm gonna start cutting off these little baby guys. Of course, the inside growth doesn't need to be there either. What else do I not? Oh, straight up, don't want those. Again, this one's straight up in here, which you probably can't see. I need to get around and do some more trimming before I can get into there, right? Straight up, too small. Not straight up, but clearly too small. So we'll take those out too. And in some sort of progress. Sorry, out of there. Ooh, that was a big one. That was actually my really long one, I think, that came out that time. So we're getting some visibility. He's out on the actual trunk itself. This one also straight up, doesn't need to be there. It's coming off. This one here appears to be straight up, so it's also going to come off. Good work. And let's see, where's that? That's one already off. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Just trying to clean out this intersection here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Just pulling out the branches I've already cut. This whole thing here will need to be sorted. Got more than a couple branches growing from there right at this time. Before I go too far, I'll again make it easy. This one's growing in towards the center. I want to get that out of there. These ones here are growing straight up. Take those out. This one is also sort of growing straight up. Maybe I don't want it there. This one here, same sort of thing, straight up. And this one's a little small and a little far down. I don't want it there either. We'll take that out. Again, I haven't done any major branch selection. Just taking out things like this that are straight up. Say it's dead. Yep. This one's dead. Yep. I'm just throwing these to the side here. I'll throw them in the trash later. But this is progress, certainly. I can see more of the trunk. I'm really excited about it. I don't know if you can see, but it's nice and thick down here. It does have a nice taper to it. Something like this will probably be my new leader. I think that's where the moon kind of ends. Although this would be a nice leader here too. It just probably isn't necessary, but let's see. It's probably time to decide how high up I want this tree to go. I want a strong leader for this. This would have been okay. I might still go with this, except this is a very straight section. I think above here it's kind of straight too. So just to be preemptive, I'm going to take off here up. Everything above there. So, yeah, a little bit better view of the tree itself. A little higher than I will end up aiming off just because I realize that on my angle, I may want to use this one as a leader instead. What you can see, it's a nice branch there. It doesn't have an opposing branch, which is kind of nice. Let's cut a teeny tiny bit. It's probably still too high. Let's see. Let's take a look. All right. I think I still end up with too much of a straight section there. So I'm going to take it down even further to here. All right. It's not bad. We have a little bit of taper into that section. I do think I'm going to end up using this as a leader one day. Just not sure today is the day to make that cut. Instead, regardless of which one of these is the leader, I have to eliminate opposing branches. So this has an opposing branch here. That's okay. It is the apex. Take it back a little bit. Really does have a little bit of dead here, so we'll cut that off too. And that's all right because again, this is a branch. This is the leader. For now, I don't think that will remain. I think this will end up being the leader because it gives me a really good movement. I've already got the taper. I just need that movement. So, yeah, you know what? Why waste time? It's all coming off. Right. Do anything I'll regret. I'll just do it right. That will be the leader. Make this a better cut. we will clean that up at a later date. Then these two are opposing. I think I want the front of the tree to be there. The reason why is I think you have a better view. Oh, of course, this whole time I've been working too high. Sorry, everybody. Well, I want the front of the tree, I think, to be here, but this kind of goes in the wrong direction. So I'm going to take it off. And then this would be my lowest branch. In that, I don't think I want the top of this. It's not really doing anything for me, so take the whole top off. Now I've got a little bit more tree-shaped of a tree. This is an eye poker. That off. Kind of getting somewhere. It's a little funky, but it ain't bad. This, I could keep this as a back branch versus keeping this one. The leader I'll have to grow in a different direction. I'll leave it for now to grow. This one doesn't really work for me anyways. Got these in the same plane. So if I leave this one, I get rid of this one, I still have a back branch here. I think that's going to be the best way to go. Let me trim this back, or I would trim it, just in case. So that's where I would trim that if I was going to keep that back branch. If I take this out, I don't mind it. I think it probably looks better. I like this weeping branch here. Comes off at a cool place. I also like this branch. They're not too close. This back branch and this weeping branch are too close. I think this one is the unnecessary one, honestly. I can fill in all of that by, or you know what? No, this one's very straight. I don't know if you can see it's very straight. So I'm going to take off that because it's too straight. And that gives me, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. It's a cool branch. This is kind of coming off at a funny angle. That off. And that, I think I'm going to want this branch here. So this one in the front is going off. And I've got these two I've got to decide between. Let's see if I take this farther. No, if I take it any farther back, I ruin. I'm not sure what to do with this. I don't like it. But I'll leave it because you know what? In the future, I might be very happy with whatever happens with that. On the back here, not sure about yet. Might just leave them both. I'm gonna clean up this cut here, get a little more flush. But to be fair, well, I shouldn't. I might be able to get away with it. This might be close to final form here. These are shorter ladder branches. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the branch on the bottom off. And then I'll carve this a little bit. Oop, you can't see that, can you? Let's take you up a little bit, huh? So I think, enough strength to that twist there, all right. So I think I'm going to carve this down a little bit, give us some better angle here. I'll seal it up, sorry, with some glue to make sure that it does well. Should get some of those nice nibblers I see other people use. All right. So, pretty big wound to heal, but I think it'll work out okay. This looks really nice coming up the back there. I got some opposing branches here. I need to fill in this space on the side, so I'm going to take this one off. Up top, just a dead stub. That's that branch burned up. This one has some stuff. Let's see if I can push it down a little bit more. This one has some stuff going on. So this one, suppose another one this side. This one's my lowest branch. I like it in the back here. I'm going to leave it also bifurcates. I'm going to take off the stub here. This one here, because I've already got one there, doesn't need to be there. So that eliminates those two opposing branches. And then I've got, farther out, I've got these. So this is right next to that one. I'll take this one off on the other side. That eliminates those opposing branches. Here, it's just prior to the branch, take off that stub. And then I've got to decide between, well, I guess it's just kind of bifurcation there. That has that branch pruned up. Does it look amazing? No. Does it look okay? Yeah, I'd say so. This may be going a little high for where I want it, so I'll take the tip off of it. No, I'll leave it for now. Let it grow. It's growing nice. This back branch here, everything is opposing something else. I've got this branch that's opposing. I'll take the one here off. Oof. So we've got a branch right there. And then the next set of opposing one, this one on the bottom here. It's got a little growth on it. Take that off. That keeps getting tickled by the plants out here. But this right here doesn't really work because it doesn't need to be there. I don't know if I need any of it. This, it comes down very, very low. I don't think I need anything that low. In cases such as this, I'll take off the growing tip and take, no, just needs to come off. I'll cut it all the way back and just use this branch here. Now these two do oppose each other. Since I've got one on this side, take off this one here. So now I've got that trimmed up. These branches are fairly singular, so I'm going to leave them. You need to work on this one. It's very large. It is headed back across, which I don't mind. From the front, it fills in a lot, but this lower branch here needs to come off. It's weaving too much. And that really helps a lot already. I'm going to look at this and say, okay, do I have any opposing branches? I got one coming off the top here, which is fine. It's close enough to the bottom. Got one coming off to this side, and then bifurcate. So this is a nice branch. That's this side on the bottom. Now I need to work on the other side here. This branch comes down, it's got a branch that comes up. It's got a branch that comes over. I think this is too low. Get to outward facing, mostly outward facing leaves. See what happens there. Got this one on the inside here that kind of comes up. I don't think I want that there, so we'll take it off. Here, this wrench has enough, a little bit of movement, not a lot of taper, but a little bit of movement to it, and there'll be plenty of chance for growth. This one down here opposes this one. I don't want this one, so it's going to come off, and then it bifurcates. After it bifurcates again. But I think it starts to grow too high here. Take this off. Keep it kind of mostly planar. So now all these branches are sort of on the same plane. Take the top off of this too. Keep it going out. Yeah, that's a little better. Hey. Yeah, my cat was trying to eat the pineapple here. She loves pineapples. Not for fruit, but for the sensation of crunching up the branches. Alright, just do a little cleanup here on the trunk while I'm keeping an eye over my shoulder. This is like, is many things. You can't just solely focus on one thing. You've got so many responsibilities. We're all living creatures, but those living creatures have to come first. Alright, that's the bottom of the tree, pretty well trimmed up. Got a little bit of growth here, I will take that off. Don't Need it? Don't need it. Now this one's kind of funny. This one I took off already. Clean that up. It almost immediately opposes, but since I've got this back branch, I don't think I need the back branch on it. Take that off. Oops, already. I think it's very long, but more so, I think that this branch right here doesn't make sense because we're already getting higher up in there. I do like these are all kind of on the same plane. So what I'm going to do, cut this back to, and that really just takes care of it all. Take the bottom off of this. It's just coming too low. And that kind of keeps everything on a plane on that. Now I just have to look for opposing branches and eliminate them. So, see if you can see. Well, there's the one coming off the top here. I don't mind it. It might end up being the leader for this branch one day. In the meantime, I've got these other branches. So, I've got 3 coming from the same spot here. This one, and this one. Very wide split. And I'm going to take off this longest one. Keep things kind of in control. And that's the front of that branch. Back of that branch bifurcates. Got a stub in the middle. And this bifurcates up further, which is good. But I want it bifurcating a little closer. This one's already got a branch coming up the top. I think I like. Yeah, I'll let that continue to grow. Back a little bit. And this one doesn't yet have that going on. I do need it to start splitting. So I'll take it back to, here we go, outward facing branches here. This one here, I've got up, down, down, up. This is coming way too low. Interferes with the branches down below, so I'm gonna take that off. Got a stub in the middle. Got these already starting to come up, as they should, in the apex. This one does not, so I want it to. Off to up and down facing leaves. This one's good. This one's okay. It's got new growth on it too, which is nice. Take off this old leaf. And I think that looks okay too. I realize I don't have a whole lot in the front of the tree. I will let that kind of see how it develops. You know, there's a lot going on here. So first, I'll develop these primary branches, see how they do. I have a strong suspicion that it'll take a while for this tree to develop anyways. So, all right, this branch here, can we see it? We can. Put it a little bit farther into view. Here we go. This one here. All right, so it comes up. It's got this branch off to the back here. These 2 branches, no more stub. I like the way it's headed. I don't think. See, this kind of grows parallel to the leader. I'm going to take it off. And when we come back to about the front, this branch is really long. We'll see what happens there. We'll see. Hi. Nina gave me a hug, and now she's also being a little perturbed, so hey. I think it comes up too far. So I'm going to take it back to, or back too far, say. Take it back to there. Kind of weird angles for those, but it'll probably help. And then that looks a lot better. Yeah, a lot better. I'll have an opportunity for so many more areas of growth here, so that's good. And my leader, again, I'm going to leave this long, let it grow. Most likely, if I get anything coming off lower, I'll go ahead and use those. But for now, it's going to be all about thickening it up to fix this taper. Just to have a nice transition here. So, do a little more cleanup. I don't know if you can see. Clean up right here. Just up down there. Then should be really good. Yeah, I haven't done any exploring into the roots yet, but that's because I am nervous about doing any kind of upsetting on the roots. So we'll zoom out a little bit. give it a spin. I know it's tough to see. I had the background up before, but this is the starts of primary branches on a tree. I know it's not customary or even advisable to keep two branches like this, but I really like the way I have it fill in, and it gives me the ability to be a little bit aggressive. I just took that off, so it's a little bit of a transition there. Just from the front here, if I can get everything shortened up here, this is a fantastic pad here. This can come back to join that. Up here, this is one nice. I really have a 1, 2, and then an apex somehow there. I'm going to try not to wire this. I'm going to try to clip and grow it. Although in reality, I could wire a lot of these branches. I think they wire pretty easily. They seem very flexible. I'll have to see how the actual root base is, though, because I haven't done any exploring. I do have the bottom here some really big roots that are peeking out. This is a really big root here, but it's not the right time of year. So for now, I'm gonna, cover up anything that needs to heal. Some wood glue, and see if I can't get this thing on the road to extreme growth. I didn't really anticipate cutting it back this hard, since I'd already cut the top off of it prior, literally right when I bought it. I was really excited about it, and I haven't had a lot of content since I've been working on other things. I think you all can imagine working farms are a lot of work, and that's what I've been working on. So I've been trimming trees on a much grander scale. Trees that are hundreds of feet tall, not hundreds of centimeters tall even. And that's been a lot of work. I'm currently about a quarter mile down the tree line of pruning branches and cutting out trees and weeding in the horse fields because these horse fields have not been horse fields before. They were not prepared for horses, and a lot of these weeds are kind of toxic. So that's a lot of work. I'm also going to be doing actual hardscaping on the property, of course, landscaping. A lot of you have seen the little shorts I've got of the flowering quince and the everything else. I'll put up a little short the oaks that are on the property. They're really cool, hundreds of years old, I'm sure, because they're massive. And in that video, I say with no exaggeration, you can park a car behind it. I could probably climb under most of these trees into the roots that is hollow. So that's what I've been busy with. I'm sorry there hasn't been much content. I think I even missed a couple days. We're at the end of June now, and I'll probably spend most of my time working the farm. So don't miss me too much. I know I did say I was going to try to do a video a day, a video every couple days, but there's priorities in life, and making sure that my mom and my dad are ready for retirement is a very big one. So thank you for joining me. Again, this is my Eugenia. Started off as a cone. It's one of those few cones that have movement to it. It's going to end up as a nice little compact bonsai tree. Have a great day.